Good evening. Class 8, Unit 2, Motion Solve. Part 4. Question number 1 is as follows. What do you mean by that the retardation of a vehicle is 1.5 meter per second square? कुनै पनि वस्तुको भेहिकल सवारी साधनको रिटार्डेसन अधोगति 1.5 मिटर पर सेकेन्ड स्क्वायर हुन्छ भन्नाले के बुझिन्छ होला? 1 सेकेन्डमा यसको भेलोसिटी घट्दै गरेको बुझिन्छ. Answer 1.5 meter per second square. It means that the velocity of the vehicle decreases at the rate of 1.5 meter per second every second. In 1 second, the velocity goes on decreasing, and after a certain time, the velocity becomes 0. Question number 2. Write differences. Last time I wrote the differences between speed and velocity, rest and motion. Today, some scalar and vector. Scalar and vector quantities with example. Scalar भनेको के हो? Vector भनेको के हो? Now, first question, scalar and vector. It means scalar quantity and vector quantity. It has a magnitude but no direction. It has magnitude. यसको भ्यालु हुन्छ तर डिरेक्सन कुन दिशातिर गएको छ त्यो हुँदैन. It has both a magnitude and a direction. Another differences between scalar and vector is it is always positive, never zero and negative. इसको zero र negative हुँदैन, only positive. It may be positive, negative or zero. It may be positive, zero or negative. Example of vector quantity: force, weight, velocity, displacement, acceleration. Magnetic field intensity is also a vector quantity. It is always positive. It may be positive, sometimes zero or negative. Example of scalar: mass, time, length, area, speed, distance, temperature, pressure, force. Vector, pressure, scalar, heat, etc. Scalar quantity having value but no direction. It has a value and a direction. A scalar is always positive, but vector can be positive, negative or zero. Examples of scalar: mass, time, length, area, speed, distance, temperature, pressure, heat, work, energy, power, etc. It may be positive, negative or zero. Example: force, weight, velocity, displacement, acceleration or retardation, magnetic field intensity. That means it needs a certain direction. Question number 2A. Question number 2b, some others. Question number 2b. There are so many questions. For example, distance and displacement. Distance and displacement. Main difference between the distance and displacement, it is the actual length covered by a body. Distance, actual length covered by a body in any direction. It is the shortest length between the first and the final positions of a body in a particular direction. Displacement, it is a scalar quantity and always positive. Always positive. Displacement, vector quantity, it is a vector and maybe positive, 0 or sometimes negative. Question number B, distance and displacement. It is the actual length covered by a body in any direction. It is a scalar quantity and it is always positive. Even if the direction is changed, the distance is always positive. Displacement, it is the shortest length between the first position and the last positions of a body. It is a vector quantity and it is sometimes positive, sometimes 0 or sometimes negative. C number, you can write any direction. For example, average velocity and relative velocity, RV and AV for short. What do you mean by average velocity? What do you mean by relative velocity? You can write down the definition and formula. First definition. What do you mean by average velocity? I mean, the average velocity भन्नाले total distance upon total time. Relative मा दुईटा object को बीचमा हुन्छ. Average velocity, it is the total distance covered by a body per unit time. Here average velocity means sometimes average speed is also considered. Average velocity, the total distance covered by a body per unit time. Relative velocity, it is the velocity of a body relative to another. Relative to another. Average velocity, it is the total distance covered by a body per unit time. 1 सेकेन्डमा कति डिस्टेन्स हिँड्छ त्यो. Relative velocity, it is the velocity of a body with respect to another object. And what is the formula? It is found by AD equal S upon T. Total distance by total time. It is found by the formula relative velocity equal V minus U in the same direction. If the two bodies travel in the same direction, सेम डिरेक्सनमा गइरहेको बेलामा भी माइनस यू हुन्छ, थोरै हुन्छ, ठुलोबाट सानो घटाउने. एन्ड रिलेटिभ भेलोसिटी इज अल्सो भी प्लस यू इन अपोजिट directions. For example, if both the buses are traveling towards east, two buses are going towards east or towards west, same direction, V minus U. आर भी प्लस यू, वान बस इस्टतिर अर्को वेस्ट, एउटा नर्थ एउटा साउथ, अपोजिट डिरेक्सन्स भएमा भी प्लस यू हुन्छ. फर्मुला डेफिनिसन एभरेज इट इज द टोटल डिस्टेन्स कभर्ड बाई अ बडी पर युनिट टाइम. फर्मुला एस अपन टी. इट इज द भेलोसिटी अफ अ बडी रिलेटिभ टु एनदर. फर्मुला भी माइनस यू अर भी प्लस यू in the same direction or opposite directions respectively. Question number C. D. Question number 2. You can write uniform motion and non-uniform motion. Uniform motion, variable. Remember, non-uniform motion, there is only one, therefore it is better to write down only one point. Uniform motion, uniform velocity. Variable motion, variable velocity. What do you mean by uniform motion? A body is said to be in. To be or to have, both are correct. Sometimes to be or to have uniform motion if it travels equal distance in equal intervals of time. जति के होस् इक्वल इन्टरभल्स अफ टाइममा इक्वल डिस्टेन्स ट्राभल गर्छ. That means when time increases or decreases, distance also increases or decreases at the same rate. समय बढ्दाखेरि यो डिस्टेन्स पनि बढ्छ, घट्दा त्यही अनुपातमा घटबढ हुन्छ. That is uniform motion. Marching of army, that means at the same time, एक नाचले हुन्छ marching. Rotation, revolution or revolution of planets, there is no change. It's uniform motion, एक नाचको हुन्छ. And another is also vehicles traveling along a straight road on the same gear in the same direction. Variable motion or non-uniform motion, a body is said to be or to have variable motion if it travels unequal distances or different distances. Different means unequal distance in equal intervals of time. सेम टाइममा पनि यो के हुन्छ फरक फरक दूरी पार गर्छ. टाइम इज सेम बट डिस्टेन्स ट्राभल इज डिफरेंट. A body is said to be or to have variable motion if it travels different or unequal distances in equal intervals of time, or if the body does not travel equal distance in equal intervals of time. Same time में पनि same distance इसको travel होना. Example, motion of vehicles traveling along a zigzag road. Flying bird, walking person. They don't travel equal distance in equal intervals of time. They are some of the and motion of insects. Motion of insects. Motion is random or variable. It does not have a fixed direction. It can travel in any direction. But here, the object travels equal distance in equal intervals of time. एक नासको हुन्छ, यो फरक फरक खालको हुन्छ. And give an example. Question number 2B. Speed and acceleration. In the same way, velocity and acceleration. Velocity and acceleration. Confusion हटा दीजिए. Vector quantity. यो लेख्नु पर्दैन because both are vector quantities. So one similarity between velocity and acceleration is that both of them are vector quantities. So it is not necessary to write down vector. Velocity, it is the rate of displacement. The rate of displacement, it is the rate of increase in velocity. If there is a retardation, you have to write this is the rate of decrease in velocity. यहाँ चाहिँ acceleration भएकोले increase भनेर लेख्नुपर्छ. Its SI. It is better to write down. Its units are centimeter per second, CGS unit, feet per second, FPS unit, meter per second, SI unit. Some other units are kilometer per hour. You can also write down kilometer per hour, mile per hour. They are also considered to be the unit of velocity, very large unit of velocity, kilometer per hour, mile per hour, which you can change into CGS, MKS, FPS. Its units are centimeter per second square, CGS, feet per second square, and meter per second square in SI unit, and it is found. It is generally found by V equal U plus AT. Velocity V equal U plus AT. It is generally found by A equal V minus U by T, or A equal F by M, or A equal V square minus U square by 2S. योबाट पनि हुन्छ। थ्री फर्मुला ए acceleration change in velocity per unit time v minus u by t or a equal force by mass f by m or a equal v square minus u square upon twice s if time is not given. Formula definition: velocity is the rate of displacement, acceleration is the rate of increase in velocity. Both are vector quantities. You don't need to write, you're not writing. Its units are centimeter per second, feet per second, meter per second, kilometer per hour, mile per hour. It is found by the formula v equal u plus at. Number 2, its units are centimeter per second square, feet per second square, meter per second square. It is found by a equal v minus u by t, f equal f by m, a equal v square minus u square by twice s. Velocity and acceleration 1. Question number 2e. F. G. F. E. F. Another is acceleration and retardation. Acceleration and retardation. Another name is deceleration. Deceleration. Acceleration opposite retardation or deceleration. Acceleration बढ्दै गएको यो घट्दै गएको. It is the rate of increase in velocity. It is positive and denoted by A. Positive A. It is the rate of decrease in velocity. That means the velocity goes on decreasing. In acceleration, velocity goes on increasing. It is negative and denoted by a bar. It means just opposite of acceleration. Rate of increase in velocity denoted by A because it is positive. Retardation, it is the rate of decrease in velocity. It is negative and it is denoted by A minus. Yeah. See, last question is speed and acceleration. Here, in velocity and acceleration, you don't need to write down. Both are vectors. Vector हो तर यसमा चाहिँ speed and acceleration, scalar and vector quantity. So, what do you mean by speed? It is the rate of distance. Rate of distance means it is the ratio of total distance covered by a body to the time taken. It is the rate of increase in velocity. Its units are centimeter per second, feet per second, meter per second, kilometer per hour, etc. And formula V equal S by T. Total distance covered by a body to the time taken. Its units are acceleration को unit centimeter per second square, feet per second square, meter per second square. Found by, it is generally found by V minus U by T. Just by the definition, A equal V minus U by T. This much for today. Next time, numerical problems of class 8 BLE model.